beautiful empath. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chan and I'm an intuitive advisor. Yep. You know what? Let's just have a moment for my title change, y'all. I've been going through some serious spiritual awakenings this month, and I am here to tell you that I am resigning as a psychic medium and spiritual mentor. I'm resigning, y'all. And I found a title that best suits me, which honestly, none of this actually matters, but it doesn't matter. I'm still going to share it. I feel like intuitive advisor is the best title for me. And this is not a video about titles, but whatever, we're being human here. Because I can still be that intuitive, psychic person that I am naturally. But I love the term advisor because it really pulls in my projectorness. Projectors are here to be advisors, to be guides, but guide wasn't really the word that felt like clicked in. You know, like when you place that last puzzle piece in the puzzle. Side note, I hate puzzles. But anyways, you put that last piece in and it just like fits perfectly. Well, that's how I feel right now. And that's probably going to change in a couple years. But I have made peace with the fact that we change as humans. And seriously, a few years ago when I thought like, okay guys, I'm a psychic medium, I'm a spiritual mentor, that I was going to be that for the rest of my life. And now I'm just like, oh my God, wait a second. We're human. We change all the time. Okay, moving on to the video, guys. Welcome to this video all about what it's like to actually be a projector. I have literally no plan for this video other than the fact that I feel like speaking. My throat center has been highly activated today and I just feel so centered in my truth. I don't know what's going to come about in this video. I just know that I feel like talking about what it has been like being a projector, knowing I'm a projector, because obviously my whole life I've been a projector, but it's only in the past 2 years that I've actually known that I was a projector. And my intention with this video is to offer my experience as a way for you to relate in some way, shape, or form, okay? Whether that's you're also a projector and you are interested in hearing my experience and knowing and feeling like you're not alone. Or maybe one of your closest loved ones is a projector and you are having a truly hard time understanding them and you want to learn how to be there for them or how to support them, how to love them the way that they can understand. Or maybe you're just like a super human design fan and you just are here to learn what it's like to be a projector, so you can add that to your knowledge base. So yeah, everyone's welcome here, okay? I don't even know how I'm going to start this video, so let's start talking. Something I have learned that has completely fascinated me. When I started my human design knowledge journey 2 years ago, I thought that all projectors were the same. Like, I just thought that. And now that I have delved so deep into human design, I realized, oh my God, projectors are the same aura type, but they are so fundamentally different, one projector to the next. Like, it's insane. And it really is based on your authority. So whatever your authority is really going to differentiate your experience as a projector. And I did not understand that at first. I just thought we were all the same. So anyways, I am an emotional projector. My authority is emotional and my experience is so much more different than other projectors. Now, I know a lot of splenic projectors. I have a few splenic projectors in my life, but I also know a lot of splenic projectors in the online space that I follow. And their experience is so different from mine. Like, not only as a projector in general, you need to wait for invitations, but the waiting game is so different from a splenic projector to an emotional projector. Like, a splenic projector is living in the moment, right? Their spleen is telling them now, like, yes or no, like now, you know? And like, that cuts their weighting down a lot if you think about it, right? Like, my mom is a splenic projector, and she knows the instant that she receives an invitation of some sort, she knows in that instantaneous moment whether it's a yes or no for her. How fucking cool is that? Can we just take a moment to appreciate how cool that is? Wow. The spleen in human design is the center of intuition. I also think it's connected to fear, but I'm not going to go into that part of it. But that is so cool. Now, here is my experience as an emotional projector. If you are an emotional projector, say hi in the comments. Like, our experience is so unique. An emotional projector not only has to wait for invitations, also has to ride their emotional wave and wait out the emotional waves. That extends our waiting period so much longer than the other types of projectors. Okay? This is insane to me. I don't know much about self-projected projectors or ego projectors or mental projectors. I don't know any personally, so I'm really going to be mostly maybe comparing splenic and emotional projectors from one another. But one thing that I have found so incredibly hard is waiting. And also the term waiting in itself sounds fucking disempowering. So yeah, I've had a lot of trouble with that. Again, my mother is a splenic projector. She's a very impulsive person. Although she will, she still waits and like lets the intuition simmer inside of her before making decisions. She often flips on a switch like, okay, I'm doing this now. And it comes out of nowhere. And obviously I grew up watching this, right? And so I became the most impulsive projector ever. When I look at my past, every single decision that I made was impulsive. I was literally acting like a splenic projector. Like, really big things, guys. Huge life decisions I was impulsively making. Like, the friends that I would choose, honestly, I've chosen some really shitty friends. Like, really bad in my lifetime. Anyways, jumped into friendships way too fast, jumped into relationships way too fast. Literally, the second I graduated university, I moved to Asia. That was the best experience of my life. No regrets. But that was a very splenic decision. Business decisions, money decisions, all kinds of decisions that I just made impulsively. And 2 years ago, when I learned that I was an emotional projector, it still didn't really sink in because I didn't really know what that meant. And my boyfriend, well, who's not my boyfriend now, he's my fiance. Woo! Okay, anyways, my fiance 2 years ago was like, hey Chan, we're gonna be selling this house. We're gonna be doing a road trip. An emotional projector would have probably been like, wait a second, let me ride this emotional wave. But I was like, cool, whatever. And I've always kind of been this type of way, like I'm just gonna ride. It's like I am riding the wave. I'm going with the flow, but I'm not necessarily always tuned in to like how I feel about certain things. And that's the other thing that's so confusing about being an emotional projector is like your feelings are so deep, right? Your highs are so freaking high and your lows are very freaking low. So not only are you feeling these deep emotions that you have to ride out and never make a decision in the high and never make a decision in the low and wait till you come to this like calm, cool, and collected space. You also, at the same time, have to make an emotional decision. Like, that is a mind fuck. Okay, so let me explain. If you're new to being an emotional anything, maybe you're a generator or a manifester, it still applies. If I get invited to do something and I'm in a high state, I'm just happy and everything's going well, and I say yes, I'm actually not clear enough to say yes. Because that same invitation, when I hit a low the next day, maybe a couple days later, or I get tired, might change. I might be like, I don't feel like going to this thing anymore. And then when I get to a neutral zone, that's the perfect space for me to make the decision, because I have to feel what it feels like to say yes in a high, to receive the invitation in a high, while also then receiving the invitation in a low, to then come out of my low into a neutral space. And something I learned that changed my life, and I want to share it with you if you're an emotional projector or an emotional anything, is you have to look for consistency in your answer throughout all emotional states. Okay? So, let's say someone invites me to do something. I got a formal invitation. I have to feel what that feels like in a high. In a high, it's probably like, fuck yeah, I want to do this. But I have to wait long enough to come down from that high and rethink, refeel into that invitation when I'm in a low. And once I've felt high and low, and in the middle of that wave, I also need to feel what it feels like in a meh, don't really care, right? I am looking for consistency in my answer. So I need a yes in the high, I need a yes in the meh, I don't really care, whatever. And I also need a yes in the low, tired moment. Does that make sense? Because when I learned that, I was like, wow, thank you to whoever the hell said that. Don't know where I learned that from, but it literally clarified so much for me. Because at first, all I learned was like, okay, you have emotional authority, so you need to ride the wave of emotion, and then you need to make your decision based off of how you feel. How fucking confusing is that? I feel high, I feel low, I feel in the middle, I feel upside down, I feel upright. I feel everything. That's what emotional types in human design feel. They feel literally the entire spectrum of emotions on a freaking daily basis, which number one can be very exhausting if you don't know that's how you are. Like, learning that I'm an emotional authority really helped me to expect that I'm going to hit lows on a weekly basis. And I'm going to hit these next level highs that no other type of authority will understand. Okay? I look at my partner who is a manifesting generator with sacral authority, and he's just like neutral all the time. And I'm like, how do you not feel overly joyful and happy and just like, oh my God, life is great? And also, how do you not feel like super blah and like tired and sad and down? Like, I don't understand that. But that's because he doesn't have an emotionally defined center in his body. He is a sacral manifesting generator. So it really helps you to understand different people and to understand that like not everybody is emotional. Not everybody is able to feel the spectrum of their emotions. And on the flip side, us emotional people feel it all. I also want to relate this to like being an entrepreneur that has emotional authority. Like, and I'm going to just keep talking about being a projector having emotional authority, because the truth is, number one, you're a projector. So you can't take business advice from 70% of entrepreneurs, online coaches. You can't. Secondly, you have emotional authority. So you can't just do it. You have to ride your emotional waves. And this is something I did not understand. So what I used to do being an entrepreneur is like, I'm going to pop out this course and that thing, and I'm going to have an email list, and I'm going to pitch to them, and I'm going to create this masterclass, and I'm going to have a group program, and I'm going to have one-on-one mentorship, and I'm going to do readings. I was like the jack of all fucking trades. And that is what a generator does. That is what MGs do. They're good at that. They can juggle, man. They're just like, do-do-do-do-do-do-do, right? And here I am, a projector, non-energy type, trying to do business like a generator. And on top of that, I am just, any idea that comes from the mind, I'm popping it out like hotcakes. And then I pop out a masterclass, and a week later, I'm like, ooh, God, why did I fucking pitch this? Now I gotta keep fucking selling this thing. You get it? You don't actually know if you really want something until you give yourself enough time to ride your emotional waves. So this is a problem. If you're a projector who has emotional authority and you're making decisions from your mind, you're causing yourself a lot of problems, bitterness, and regret in the future. Take it from someone who has made all of these mistakes. Don't make these mistakes, okay? Also, make these mistakes too. If you want to just live your fucking life, experience it for yourself. You have to know what it feels like to be able to shift, right? So I would be getting myself into pickles because a week after, a month later that I've pitched something, I don't really like it anymore and I don't really vibe with it anymore. And that's because I made a mental decision in an emotional high, okay? This is a no-no. And here's another nugget of truth that I heard that literally changed my life as an emotional projector. It's for an emotional projector, there is absolutely no truth in the now. That's crazy. That is crazy. So, if I ask you, hey girl, wanna go out to this concert next Friday? Do not say yes. I don't care how you feel, don't say yes. Your golden line is, wow, thank you so much for inviting me. Let me check my calendar and I'll get back to you. Whether you have a fucking calendar or you don't, you say that line. You have to give yourself time. As an emotional projector, your main strategy is buy yourself time, okay? Just do it. Try it with small, insignificant things, and you're gonna see how just with small, insignificant things it has changed your life to give yourself time. And then you're gonna do it with bigger things, and it's like going to save you so much bitterness, okay? I cannot stress this enough. I wish I knew this earlier. So anyways, I was talking about entrepreneurs at first. So yeah, you have to be able to sit, and even if you're not an entrepreneur, if you're working on a special project or you have a hobby that you like or a sport that you like to play, a competitive thing that you do, you have a business, an online business, an in-person business, whatever, you have a restaurant, a cafe, whatever. Before making any decisions, any business decisions, any type of like big decision, not like, okay, I want to paint the wall this color or that color. You could also lean into your authority for that, for sure. But those are a bit easier decisions. Like bigger decisions on like if you're going to expand your business or pitch a new product or you're going to try a new, I don't know, something that will literally change the course of your life. You want to buy yourself time. You need to ride your emotional wave. I cannot stress this enough. Every single time that I'm in an emotional high, I want to say yes to everything. The truth is though, projector, you do not have, the infinite sacral energy to power you to be able to still want to say yes when you're tired, okay? This is something you have to come to acceptance. You have to accept is you're a non-energy type. You don't have infinite energy. And not just that, you also have to be mindful of the person that is inviting you to do this thing. See, being a projector is a very complex thing because the person who's inviting you to do something, whether that's a job opportunity, an activity, a camping trip, a big traveling thing that you're doing together, a relationship, literally anything, that person will be the source of your energy. So as a projector, you're plugging into the generator or the MG to receive energy. So if this person is not fully and completely seeing you and recognizing you, and you feel that recognition deep inside your bones, This person will not be able to sustain your life force, if that makes sense. I really hope this is landing because I learned this through experience. When I say yes to someone who's inviting me to do something I feel like doing, but there's something a little bit off about the invitation, and it's usually a feeling that you can't explain. It's usually this feeling of like, I'm not sure this person really wants me there, or I'm not really sure this person actually values me, or I'm not sure that this person actually really recognizes my value or my gifts or my abilities or my insight or who I am. Then the invitation is not gonna go the way that you want it. It's not gonna be a successful result. Let me give you an explanation to this. So once I was invited to be on a podcast, and I was so excited about this, okay? Super excited about being on this podcast. And when I was invited, I was in an emotional high. So I said yes right off the bat. I was like, yes, I'll be there. Then comes the day to record the podcast, I start feeling like I don't really feel like doing this anymore. The podcast hasn't even happened, but the topic I was aligned with, I was excited to talk about. But my body, my authority was telling me, I don't think that we made the right decision. Maybe we should have waited a little bit. Like I was feeling all these things and I was like, what the hell is this? Like, fuck it, I'm still going. Like, I'm not listening to this. I go to this podcast, we record the whole podcast, and I did not feel good about it. Like, literally, I did not align at all with the way the podcast was done. It didn't pan out. I didn't feel like I was able to really express my truth and myself in that podcast. And that was because the person who invited me was not able or did not yet truly fully see me and recognize me as a projector. Therefore, this person was not able to fully sustain the energy and the green light that I needed to be able to open up and express my insights and knowledge and wisdom. So the podcast did not feel good, and I wish I had listened to my authority when I was feeling it, when I was feeling that sense of ooh. And ever since that moment, because it just felt so not good in my body, the day of the podcast, the recording of the podcast, after it, I just knew that, oh my God, I get it now. I cannot make a decision when I'm in an emotional high. The interesting thing is, almost every single business decision I ever made, I made in an emotional high. So now I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? I know that these decisions that I made just did not feel right a couple days later, a week later, a month later. I'm gonna close out this video by talking about how sometimes it could be really annoying to be an emotional projector, like how much waiting is involved. And that's something that Ra said himself. Like, projectors, you need to break up with the idea that you're ever gonna get instant gratification. And that is really freaking challenging in a world that is based on instant gratification. And the only types that can come close to instant gratification are generators and MGs because of their sacral. They are making decisions and they are moving through life from one moment to the next, responding to things, one response to the next. So they have this sense of instant gratification. Projectors don't. And the closest type of projector I would say that has this moment-to-moment experience of some type of gratification is a splenic projector. But an emotional projector is like the opposite end of instant gratification. It's like snail mode for real. Being an emotional projector, you are living a slow freaking life, but you also have to dive a little deeper into your design because there are deeper layers to human design. It's not just your aura type and your strategy and authority. Those are the basics that you need to master. Once you master those, you can go into the deeper things like the gates and the channels, but also like the variables also will really show you the difference. Like I have a very, I'm not going to go on a tangent, but anyways, I have a very active brain. Like literally in human design, you can know if your brain is active or passive, if you learn things more actively or passively. I have a very active brain, which means although I'm here to live a slow life being an emotional projector, I also need stimulation, which makes sense when you look also at your environment, which is like your most aligned environment that just activates the inspiration within you and the creative juices start to flow. This is a whole other video, but learning your design is probably the greatest gift that you could ever give yourself. Seriously. And if you're an emotional projector, I really understand how you feel. Like being able to watch everybody else just make decisions on the fly. And that doesn't mean they're making informed decisions and that doesn't mean anything. But I know that like you probably like wish that you could also make decisions more quickly and things could move more quickly. And like literally I'm with a manifesting generator, for God's sakes. Like his life is so much more fast-paced than mine in the sense that like he gets results a lot faster, opportunities come to him faster, relationships, like things are moving at fucking light speed for this guy. But he has the sacral energy to handle that, whereas projectors don't. Even though we might wish that we had all of these things happening, the truth is we can handle it. We cannot fucking handle it. And I know, because when my life was moving at it like the fastest pace it has ever been moving, I was like doing all kinds of things. Teaching, coaching, working, volunteering, partying, seeing all kinds of people and friends, sightseeing, traveling, literally all at the same fucking time. I was beat. I was literally so tired. All I wanted to do was lay in bed and close my door and just be alone, you know, have that moment to recharge and rest. And I never gave myself that because I thought nobody does that, right? So just learning that you are the way that you are for a specific reason, and that's not so you can do it all. It's so you can really be here to guide all of these lost souls. And I don't even like to say that because really none of us are lost, but like a lot of people need your help, and you're a projector. And if you're here this long, you're probably an emotional projector, and you have emotional intelligence. You have this deep emotional wisdom that people need to tap into, and they don't understand. They don't understand their emotions and their feelings, and they need assistance with that. And that is what you're here for. So anyways, I'm going to close out on this note. If you're a projector watching this, say hello in the comments. I want to know all about you. Like, this is what projectors do. I want to know everything. Like, what's your profile? What's your authority? Tell me all the things about you. And if you're watching this video and you're not a projector and you're in a different aura type, tell me why you're here. Tell me why you're watching this video. And if you like more content on human design or you want to see something specific, drop it in the comments so that I can create that video for you. I'll see you in another video. Bye.